See that one coming?
Oh, not at all. Not a mile away. You mentioned Kerry Collins.
I'd love to play poker with you, Skip.
Wide receivers dropping 6 passes last week. It's funny how when Michael Vick's wide receivers drop 6 passes every Sunday, no one ever made that point.
Oh, come on.
That's just kind
Michael
of
Vick
funny.
hadn't played for 2 years.
That's just kind of funny, Skip.
We're in the present.
You're talking about drops. That's kind of funny.
We're going to stay in the present. We're going to move on right now to something that actually happened on your radio show yesterday. And your favorite question of the day, I can tell. Warren Moon on your show talking about the Patriots. And we've seen, obviously, Matt Castle taking over for Tom Brady.
Are you really going to ask this question?
Yes, just let me get to it, please. He said that it's not so far-fetched, the idea of Tom Brady not being a Patriot next year. Here's what Warren had to say.
Do you let him go into free agency, or do you sign him for the future? So they're going to have a big decision to make because he's going to demand starting dollars because of the way he's playing right now. In the NFL, is what have you done for me lately? And because he's hurt, we don't know how he's going to come back from that injury. This guy is young. Tom Brady's over 30 years old. I'm telling you, the NFL, they think about all of that.
The first T he's referring to, Matt Castle and the free agency, and then Tom Brady. Should the Patriots be considering trading Tom Brady right now?
Then I questioned him up and down on yesterday when he brought this up, but the more I thought about it, Doug and I kind of looked at each other like, It's a what have you done for me lately league. Right now, what are you doing for me? Tom Brady's got a serious knee injury. How's he going to recover from that? What's he going to do? Matt Castle's a younger quarterback. The money that Tom Brady's going to be making, they won't have to pay Matt Castle, which you're going to have more cap space to help rebuild that defense. And one of the big things I've got to think about is Belichick is a guy that really wants the show to be about him. It's not about the players. It's about my system and what I'm doing. What better way to prove that it's about him and his system than letting Tom Brady go, getting a lot of value for him, first, second-round draft pick, and then doing the same thing you did with Tom Brady with another quarterback.
Wait, I got to ask.
I don't think Warren Moon is off the charts with this thinking. I'm starting to think
Are you guys doing stand up here? I want to know, is this for real?
It's not your turn yet. Listen, when this was said yesterday on our show by a Hall of Fame quarterback in Warren Moon, both of our mouths dropped to the floor. It was unbelievable to us. Mark it down today. This is the first day that you're going to hear this argument for probably the next 8 months. Because he's exactly right. The big thing you got to remember in this is Belichick. Belichick's ego would love to show the world that it was him. He's the quarterback's coach. He's the great coordinator. He's the great mind in football. And they can save money at it. And oh, yeah, he can play. And we've seen this almost to a degree with the whole situation with Bledsoe and Brady. If Brady didn't win a Super Bowl, how far-fetched would it have been to say, man, you can't, leave Brady in there. Drew Bledsoe's a Hall of Fame quarterback or Hall of Fame type quarterback. We got to bring him back. He didn't even hesitate. Tom Brady became the quarterback. They won Super Bowls. So I'm thinking it's very possible, especially after hearing Warren Moon say it.
Go ahead, Skip.
Okay, first of all, Belichick's ego is, I think it's connected to his brains. That's number one. Number two, Warren is on the moon to even start this. That's number two.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Trust me, it's going to pick up steam.
I'm going to say.
Last week they've been talking about it.
I'm going to say what I said in our pregame meeting when this topic was first suggested by a producer of our show who thinks that Brett Favre is washed up. So that's all you need to know about him. This is the single dumbest question ever asked on this show.
No,
it's not even close.
No, it's not.
It's not even close because New England trading Tom Brady at age 31 would make the Packers running off Brett Favre look smart. And trust me, if Brett Favre knew this, Brett Favre would say, I'm playing for 5 more years because we're going to be the dynasty in the AFC East at this point. Look, Tom Brady now rivals Joe Montana as the greatest quarterback ever.
What happened
to Joe Montana?
Tom Brady's only 31.
Different in age, but Joe Montana went to Kansas City and
he was 38 years old. Don't even start that.
He took him to the playoffs, Skip.
Come on, it's absurd. It's just look, Tom Brady. Just last year, we watched him drive his team down for the touchdown that should have won that Super Bowl and given him his 4th ring. It's not even close. There's nobody in the New England organization who would even give this topic a second.
I would hope you're right. I would tend to agree with you. But hey, Warren Moon is a Hall of Fame quarterback, and it wasn't even a thought process with him. It just flew out of his mouth.
What is he doing now? I don't even know where he is.
Hold on. Let me throw this into the mix for you here. Forget even just the idea of trading Tom Brady. You don't know the health status of his knee right now. So just hold on, just listen for a second.
Okay, if you tell me he can't walk anymore.
Forget just at this point trading him. You don't know what he's going to be able to do at the start of the season. Do you have to do everything possible to keep Matt Castle on your team not knowing?
Okay, here's the other issue.
You answer that question.
Okay, well, I don't know. If you tell me he can't walk anymore, then I'll say, okay,
you don't know what his knee is going to be like.
Okay, well, then we got to suppose that he's going to be okay. They usually come back okay from this.
You're going to hear about this for the next 8 months.
Look, here's the other issue.
It's going to pick up steam.
I'm not even sure Matt Castle's going to take his team to the playoffs because he's had one good game, and only one at Miami last game.
Oh,
come
twice.
on. Wait a second.
He did it twice.
You didn't watch the game then. Because
what do you mean? Of course I watched the game, Skip.
The Jets got ahead 24-6, and they had no choice but to fling it all over the lot. He threw, what was it, 28 incomplete passes in that game? They were going everywhere.
Skip, 400 yards is 400 yards.
Come on.
5 quarterbacks in the history of the game has done it.
Skip.
And he's one of them.
You know why? Because your guy Chris Jenkins got so gassed he couldn't even play in the second half of that game. That's why.
All right. One more thing I'm going to tell you. When you say it's a crazy question, starting on one of the ESPN.com blogs last week, it blew up. It was a topic.
Want to bet? Want to bet?
Yeah, it was a topic and it blew up.
Will anybody bet any money that this will happen?
Well, we'll see.
That's not the question. I'm saying you say it's not worth talking about. People have been talking about it. That's what I'm telling you. When you say it's a stupid question, you may not like the answer.
Well, there are a lot of idiots out there. I can't help it.
You're one of them.
One of them sitting right here.
You're one of them.
That's going to do it for Third Down. Coming